Hello, everyone, and welcome to your mini lesson on hooks. Hooks are the very beginning of your intro paragraph where you try to engage your reader's interest, for they have a desire to read through the rest of your paper. There are many different ways to do that, including short stories, quotes, questions, a really strong fact, sometimes even statistics that are shocking. I'm going to go over the three most common hooks for an academic research paper and try to give you brief examples of each. Asking a question is an extremely effective and common hook. When you come across a question, any question, there's an innate response programmed into the human brain to consider a possible answer, even if only at a subconscious level. At the same time, a question is a very intimate form of address that invites a listener or reader's participation. For example, if I said, "Did you know fast food is killing Americans?" You would probably respond with, "Yes, I completely agree with that. Tell me why." Or, "No way, I eat fast food all the time and I'm really healthy." Either way, I've just engaged that reader into my paper. A question will speak to the reader as an individual, even if it was posed by someone who's never met them. You can't help but feeling personally touched by a question. And even if the rest of the essay takes form of a lecture from the writer to the reader, that opening question brought a connection. What's important, though, is that your question is open-ended and at least partially unanswerable. So if I opened up with a hook with a question that said, "What year was Pluto discovered?" that would not be an effective hook, because once I said 1930, our conversation has ended. So if I were writing about Pluto, I might want to say something more like, "What is it about the dwarf planet Pluto that captivates the imagination of so many people?" Because there's multiple answers, and you could get into a lengthy response on that in your paper. And other people could have different views and opinions and thoughts as well. Other good hooks could be something like, "Who would want to eat a food that is swarming with live maggots?" "What will it take for America to address the crisis of its crumbling infrastructure?" Or, "Do you know the size of your carbon footprint?" Once you have asked such questions, you can move forward by addressing the significance of your question and move towards supplying your answers. You may specify a particular answer to your opening question in your thesis statement, but doing so is not strictly necessary. Questions like these asked as conversation starters rather than as the kind of questions that would be expected to have a direct answer. The second most common example of a hook would be to present a quotation. Another popular technique for beginning an introduction is to present a quotation, whether it's a quote from someone who is in authority in the area you're writing about, or simply a memorable turn of phrase that has some relationship to a prominent theme in your paper. If my paper is going to suggest that Pluto fascinates us because of its mystery and distance, I might opt for a quotation that addresses this sensibility. Anything, a destination, a person, that has some mystery around it becomes exciting and attractive. The quotation gives me a striking statement with which to open my essay. And then the next few sentences of my introductory paragraph will be devoted to building a bridge between the quotation and the main point of my essay, which would be my thesis statement. The third example is to engage the visual senses by describing a specific image. When faced with a complex topic of inquiry, a helpful exercise is to start with something tangible, visible, and concrete, something that is comprehensible, a word which originally means able to be held in the hand. Describing such an object in the opening sentence of an essay has the effect of captivating the reader's imagination by appealing to a visual, sensory experience. But it also opens up an interesting perspective on your research topic. A research paper about Pluto might begin with a detailed description of an artist's rendition of Pluto's surface. Then that would kind of get people picturing it and thinking about it. and wanting to know more. There are many different ways to do this as well. You could describe a variety of things to just try to reach out to your readers and grasp them for they want to read about your paper. Here's a couple examples in this PowerPoint about a few hooks that are out there, and hopefully it's helping you to brainstorm and think about what you might use as a hook in your essays. Thanks for watching.